All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening. No, it's right in the clock. It's 6 o'clock. So, by the way, thank you for spending your Wednesday evening with us, no, together with our Fun Start partner, no. So, our webinar for today is entitled Philippines on Sale and Why You Must Buy Now. So this is together with PhilEquity and First Metro Securities, where you learn more about Philippine market condition and investment options. So before I proceed, no, I'd like to test out the chat box, no? If you're clearly seeing my deck and also if naririnig nyo ako ng maayos, kindly type in number 1 sa ating chat box, okay? Type in number 1. Ayan, we have Sir Paul, we have familiar names sa ating mga attendees, no? Thank you for attending again for our future learning series and also sa mga new attendees natin here, no? Thank you very much, Sir Mark, Sir Will, we have Jang and Shiha. All right. So to introduce myself, no, I am Isnaira Dirampatun. I am the Mindanao Business Development and Market Education Associate from First Metro Securities, the stock brokerage house of Metro Bank Group. So quickly sharing with you a background lang no on Metro Bank, on the FirstMetroSec. What we usually do, no, our company is dedicated to financial literacy and creating awareness of investment opportunities that empower individuals and also institutions to attain their financial goals. At the same time, we envision to be the largest and most trusted Philippines investment solutions partner. So as a host, no, it's my honor and pleasure to serve you today. All right. In terms of market education, no, I'd like to share with you some of our recent activities, no. Just like this event, we used to conduct this on-site or face-to-face. Pero right before mga challenges ng siguro few years back, no, we've been doing some changes with our sessions. So we shifted to a webinar format. At the same time, we regularly partner and also collaborate with different institutions and also public sector and academic institutions as well. All right, here are some of our webinars and also sessions. Okay, in terms of data naman and also stock market investors here in the Philippines as of 2022, so for a country with over 100 million in population, there are around 1.7 million stock market accounts. So out of that, no, meron tayong 1.2 online accounts. At the same time, yung locally employed natin, it's around 75%. And also there's been gaining interest from our overseas Filipino workers and even our younger ones, yung mga students. So in terms of Metro Manila, majority are from there, no? 81.5%. So if you have friends or family over sa Luzon, nasa 10.7%. Visayas is 3.7%. And in Mindanao, 2.5%. So medyo konti lang, no? So anyways, I hope everyone is also safe and also interested to know more about stock market trading and other investment options. So let me ask our attendees, no? If meron na po ba tayong stock market trading account or investment account already? So kindly type in yes or no sa ating chat box. Okay? Yes or no sa ating chat box? Yes po if meron tayong stock market trading account or investment account already. Okay? Yan. Okay, yes from Sir Alvin. We have yes from Leandro. We also have Sir Brian. This is good because wala pa ako nakikitang no. Anyways, for our existing investors and even those not yet investing in stock market, our webinar for this evening will be perfect for you as well. As we will discuss more about investment options, we figured out it would be best to tag along experts, no? That's why we have guest speakers from PhilEquity Management Incorporation to discuss more about this. So we are so honored to have these two distinguished guests. All right, for the first speaker, we have Sir Miguel, is the fund manager of PhilEquity, responsible for crafting and presenting PhilEquity strategy and market outlook to clients and also investors. With more than 10 years of experience in finance, he is currently the Vice President of PhilEquity Management and helps manage the different funds under PhilEquity. He started his career as an analyst for a hedge fund covering ASEAN markets. Then, as an analyst at Wealth Securities, he also utilized the financial statements and different models to find non-index stocks with large growth potential. So, in terms of educational background naman, no, he finished high school at Philippine Science High School and graduated cum laude in business administration at the University of Philippines, Diliman. So without further ado, let's all welcome Mr. Miguel Agarao.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Do I start presenting already or? Okay, I guess I start already. Okay, thanks for attending, everyone. I'm gonna make this brief. Excuse me, I can't host. I can't share my screen.
I think okay na, sir.
Okay. All right. There you go. All right. Again, good evening, everyone. In the past 9 years for our stock market, 7 out of those 9 years have actually been bad years. And for a very long time, our stock market hasn't really been doing anything. And, everyone, us included, were really hoping for a bull market to finally emerge in the Philippines. And even post-COVID, after going up from the low of 4,000, the market has just been practically sideways for 3 years. Then in the third quarter of last year, we started changing the theme of our presentation, and we said, this time is different. This time the wait is over. And the early Christmas rally actually continued. The PSEI is knocking on 7,000. There was a false breakdown below 6,000 for about 3 days. But since then, the stock market went up 16.5%. This early Christmas rally has been going on for 3.5 months already. Given the magnitude and the duration of this rally, though, we think the market is going to take a breather for a while. But this tells us that our conclusion, which we said in the third quarter last year, is correct. That this is only a bull market delayed, not a bull market denied. So we think this is the end of a bottoming process and the start of a real rally for the Philippine stock market. Fundamentally, almost all the risks which cause our stock market to go down and underperform have diminished significantly. Inflation is now under control. Prices are still higher than usual, but at least they've stopped going up. The Philippine peso did not depreciate beyond 57. That would have been disastrous for the market. Interest rates have finally plateaued, and we expect this to start going down in the second half of the year. Economic data was bad in the second and third quarter, improvement in the fourth quarter, and we expect this to continue. Corporate earnings grew at nearly 20% last year. We expect this growth to slow down this year, but still close to 10%. Now, on recession risk, this would be green if we're only looking at the US, yellow if you're looking at Europe, and red if you're looking at China. So in presentations, I typically color code this green, yellow, or red, depending on how bad it is. China's a big problem. It's going to be a bit difficult for them to solve that. But US, surprisingly, their economy has been stronger than almost everyone's expectations. UK has a shallow recession. Japan has a shallow recession, although they actually like the inflation in Japan. So I'd say this is more or less just neutral. Geopolitical risks, the reason this is yellow is because there are so many of them happening. But the reason it's not red is because despite all the wars you're seeing, after the first year of the Ukraine war, the stock market is no longer responding negatively to new geopolitical risks. And that is good. That tells you that the stock market actually wants to go up. Inflation, I'll just show you graphically. After a brief spike, almost all commodity prices are on their way down. This is rice. This is at PhilEquity, we believe that this is probably the most accurate rice index for us to follow. It gives us a nice forward look of what rice prices will look like here in the Philippines. And you look at that, it's plateaued. And we think maybe middle of the year, third quarter of 2024, this actually starts to go down already once the effects of El Nino have gone away. Oil no longer responding as significantly to bad news. Sugar has fallen sharply from the highs. Corn is below the level seen before the Ukraine war. Soybean prices crashed despite the US and Asia drought. Wheat, no amount of bad news is able to lift wheat prices. This is good. This is the primary ingredient for instant noodles, for example, and some of the cheaper confectioneries. So this is good, especially for the lower socioeconomic classes who are most affected by inflation. So on the inflation front, it's mostly good news for commodity importing and consumption-driven country like the Philippines, but it's bad news for farmers who harvest vegetables that are experiencing a glut. You've seen the news, you've seen the social media, they're just dumping cabbage, tomatoes, etc. So I just hope our Department of Agriculture actually creates a more holistic program of telling farmers and guiding them on what crops to actually plant so they're not wasting their resources. As you know, the farmers umuutang pa yan just to plant and then they have to sell it for zero. Kawawa. So I hope the DA does its job and improves on this front. So why did the market fall in the third quarter, start of the fourth quarter? You had very high rice prices. It's all over the news. Before that, it was onions, but rice is worse because everyone eats rice. We don't all need onions. Then you had second quarter GDP coming in below forecast, which led to an avalanche of net foreign selling, which caused us to reach 6,000 on two occasions. But since then, we're on the way up. Dovish pause from Fed, hawkish pause from BSP, fueled your market recovery. I'll dispense with the discussion on the Red Sea crisis, but we did research on that. The conclusion here is a Red Sea crisis is where the Iranian Houthis are firing missiles and hijacking the ships going through the Red Sea that are Western. They're doing this in response to the Israel-Hamas war. The conclusion here is, in its current form, the Red Sea crisis is inflationary, but it's not a showstopper. As long as the US doesn't fire a bazillion rockets at Iran, causing a wider scale war. Interest rates. For the past, I'd say nearly 2 years, starting from January 2022, the hobby of Fed Chairman Jerome Powell is to talk down markets. Whenever it goes up, it tells people that interest rates will go up and therefore markets will go down. And he's been doing that from January 2022 up until November 2023. In December, he sang a different tune. And there were three key points from his policy statement at the time. The first one was widely expected: maintain a pause on interest rate hikes. 100% expected. What was not widely expected, so just moderately expected, is the dot plot and the indication that dot plot basically is a graphical format of the votes of each Fed governor on where interest rates should be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years from now. And if you peruse the dot plot, it indicates that there will only be 3 rate cuts this year, which is, when he said this, it was December, so 2024. And this was moderately expected by markets because not everyone follows the dot plot. What was completely unexpected, which 99% of investors and analysts and economists did not expect, is when the Fed forecasts a soft landing instead of a recession. A soft landing means growth decelerates significantly, but doesn't go negative. This was unexpected especially if you put it in the context that last year we were supposed to have the most telegraphed global recession in 50 years. The most telegraphed recession prior to last year was in 1973, except that it didn't happen. The recession did not happen. So can you imagine all the fund managers who were defensive, who increased cash level, who bought bonds instead, or who were shorting? By November, when November, December came along, they realized their investment strategy was not aligned with actual reality. So they unwound all these bearish, all these defensive bets. Then you had the US reinforcing that nope, no recession, new year, Janet Yellen said soft landing. If you look at the US data, growth is clearly broad-based. Household formation still going up despite high interest rates. These are jobless claims in the US, wala tayong ganyan sa Pilipinas, but basically, unemployed people can get free money there, and the number of unemployed people, you see, is still going down despite high interest rates. So what happened? Recession expectations were priced in. Recession did not happen, therefore recession trade is reversed, and that caused the strong rally you saw in markets that started in November all the way until February. As a result, interest rates expectations are getting repriced as well. As I mentioned, 3 to 4 cuts for this year. You look at bond yields, hit 5%, went back down to 3.8 and up to 4.2. BSP, 6.5% interest rate is going to stay here. We expect the first rate cut in the third quarter of 2024. Now this is not discussed a lot, but the reason our market went up, I think at least 50% can be attributed to BSP Governor Eli Remolona. The BSP fought to the death to defend the 57 per dollar level so the peso will not depreciate beyond that. He knows what happens if this line breaks and they did not allow it. And because of that, the peso appreciated significantly and is now stable at the 55.50 to 56 level. And in fact, from being one of the worst performing Asian currencies in the first 9 months of 2023, the peso ended as one of the best performing against the US dollar last year. Then year to date, the peso is practically tied for second best performing Asian currency. We don't count the Hong Kong dollar because this is practically pegged to the US dollar. So we're practically number 2, tie tayo with China, behind only the Indian rupee. Why is this important? A picture tells 1,000 words. This in white is the Philippine stock market right axis. In orange is the Philippine peso left axis. If the orange line is going up, the peso is weakening. The orange line is going down, the peso is strengthening. And you'll see a near mirror image. Whenever the peso weakens, look at this, stock market falls. Peso weakening, stock market falls. Peso weakens sharply, sharp drop in stock market. Peso weakens sharply, sharp drop in stock market. When the peso is stable, market is up. Okay? When the peso strengthens significantly, market strengthens significantly as well. Then the peso is stabilizing, market goes up significantly as well. So the key message I want to send here, there is no situation I've seen in the past 20 years where the peso depreciates over a prolonged period of time and the stock market goes up. It is impossible, at least in the past 20 years. And for the stock market to go up, the peso must either strengthen or at least be stable. So there's a very high correlation with that. So will the rally continue? There are 3 signals we were looking for before saying we're going to buy significantly. And these were the 3 main ones we were looking at. Now, number 2 didn't happen because the recession didn't come to pass. So we can't use this yet. But the key message here is when there's a recession, the market will bottom somewhere in the middle of the recession. The third one is when interest rates go up, stock prices fall, but when interest rates go down, stock prices go up. This is true, but it will only happen in the latter part of the interest rate cutting cycle. And while this will happen, this is probably 12 to 18 months away. What did happen already is the first one. Bull markets usually occur after a period of disinterest. So you have to do two things here. Number one, identify that we are in a period of disinterest. And second, has said period of disinterest ended? Now, the tricky part here is if when we look at the statistics, there is no hard and fast rule on how long the period of disinterest is. The rule that we see that works is when stock market volume is down by 70%, 70 to 80% from previous averages, the period of disinterest is about to end. And we saw that happen already. This happened in September, October, November. And this is our daily traded volume from 7.5 billion 6 years ago, fell to as low as 2.2 billion. That is about a 70% drop already. On July 19, 2023, did you know the biggest, one of the number one index component, one of the biggest companies in the country, SM, had no opening trade at all. The first trade happened at 9:39 and 35 seconds. Then on November 13, 2023, we only had 1.3 billion pesos value traded. That is the lowest since March 2009. Where were you in March 2009? Where was I in March 2009? It was that ancient. It was that ancient. Was Taylor Swift already sikat at that time? I don't know, but there a lot of things changed since then. It's been 14 years. No one knew COVID existed. Donald Trump wasn't president yet, so long time ago. Now, how does that look like? The actual recent bottom for stock market happened on October 31. That is at 5973. Okay, with an intraday low of 5920. The lowest volume day came on November 13. So what this tells us is the 6-year period of disinterest, 6 years, a very long time, has finally ended, and that we are at the cusp of another bull market. So this bottom occurred 7 days before the peak in disinterest. So we didn't know how long the period of disinterest would be. We were watching it for a long time, and holy cow, it took 6 years, okay? It was that bad. But still no recession. Fortunately, US stock markets hit an all-time high that lifts the Philippines, but we will lag behind the US because we do not have the Magnificent Seven: Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tesla. More than 80% of the US stock market strength in the past maybe 15 months is just from 7 names. Although si Tesla nagkakalat na, so baka Super 6 na lang yan. So in the US going up can lift all boats. So what will make our market continue rising? Exiting a period of disinterest, check. Recession fears ebbing, check. Unless there's a recession later in the year. Foreign flows returning as a result of that, check. So only one more. Once interest rates start to fall at the latter half of the cutting cycle, you're going to see this rally continue. But we're very near 7,000, so pahinga muna tayo. Sideways or shallow correction. So what are the foreign funds doing? They've been freaking selling all the way till October, okay? Hello and goodbye, but they started coming back again. And how significant is that? So we measured this on a daily basis internally, and what we saw is from December to end January, the foreign funds bought 7 billion pesos. Now, in the context of this, it's not that big, but what it tells you is 7 billion alone can make us move by 500 points. Now, I'm not saying 70 billion will make us go up 5,000 points, okay? But this tells you when you're coming from a period of disinterest, a little bit of buying, just a little bit, can make your market go up very significantly. So these are the guys who came in early. These are the guys who are coming in first. And this is why the rally has been very strong, because this is the first rally from the bottom. We've been using this trick at PhilEquity of Halloween to Valentine's trading technique. Although Valentine's is done, so this won't work anymore. But for the timing of any investment, you can average it out every month, or you can make it bigger during the Halloween to Valentine's period, or right before that. That's up to you. Fair value of PSEI, 7,734. That's a very low PE of 14 times. In 2014, we hit about 22 times PE, so this is still very cheap. It will take some more time to regain previous valuations and a lot more foreign buying. So to summarize, inflation has peaked, commodity prices are on the way down, and the most telegraphed recession in 50 years did not happen. As a result, market participants unwound the recession bets, and combined with the Fed's dovish pause, it's good for stocks. The interest rate differential is narrowing, which is bad for the peso, but because the BSP defended the 57 per dollar level, and because of BSP Governor Remolona's hawkish statements, the peso is now among the stronger Asian currencies year to date. A long period of disinterest may finally be over, and therefore we're at the tail end of a bottoming process. Significant and selective foreign inflows lifted their index, and statistics indicate that we have an 83% chance for positive return 12 months after the last Fed rate hike. FYI, that's July, so July to July. And so far it's working. Despite lower valuation multiples, we see nearly 20% upside from current levels. The Philippines is quite underowned by foreign funds, so at this point, it's more of an opportunity than a risk. We believe that we should buy on dips, but don't just buy everything. Don't buy small cap. Don't buy basura stocks. Buy quality names, buy blue chips, or buy mutual funds, which are positioned in these. The broadening of market strength, meaning strength in the US, should eventually lift the PSEI. And finally, the most important lesson I want to impart to you before Nelaine speaks. The biggest money is made in a turn from a bear to bull market. I can rarely use this lesson. I can rarely use this phrase because bull markets only end once, okay? So I can't say this was in the bull market. I can only use this from the turn from a bear to a bull market. And when my career started, I saw a bear market turn to a bull turn into a bear, and so on and so forth. I was an analyst at this time. This was the period of disinterest from 2008 to 2009. I wasn't a fund manager yet. I was still an analyst in a hedge fund. When this period of disinterest ended, you had a 6.5-year 439% gain for the stock market. But I want to highlight half of this gain happened in the first 2 years. So that's why I'm saying the biggest money is made from the turn from a bear to a bull. And in the next 12 months, which I think may actually have happened already, we may see the best buying opportunity since 2009. So with that, thank you very much, and have a good evening. I can take questions now.
Thank you so much, Sir Miguel. So right now, we'll have a short live Q&A lang muna, okay? So if you have questions regarding the presentation of Sir Miguel, feel free to type in sa ating Q&A button, okay? All right. So medyo nahihiya pa yung mga attendees natin, no? I think we have one question lang siguro muna, Sir Miguel.
Okay.
Can you elaborate? Yes, sir. Can you elaborate more on buy on dips but buy quality?
Okay. The stock market won't go up in a straight line, so there are gonna be dips where the market corrects. Don't buy stocks just because they're worth 1 peso or 2 pesos or 50 cents. Buy the highest quality names: SM, Ayala Corp, Ayala Land, BPI, BDO, Jollibee, ICTSI. The foreign funds aren't even going to look at the bottom 15 of our index. The first thing they will buy are the top 3, top 5, top 7 biggest. They won't even look at the next 20. Because remember, walang position yung mga yan. They're just coming in, and the first thing they'll buy are the biggest ones. I mean, think about it as people are gonna go to say Mega Mall or SM North, right? Before they go, or before they go to Divisoria, they'll go to Boracay before, and maybe Siargao before they go to the smaller beaches. So think of it like that. They'll buy the biggest names first, and therefore that's what we should buy too.
Thank you, Sir Miguel. Another question. What industries would rise first when bull market runs?
Okay. Yes, because the bull market is already, I think, has started, and interest rates will start to go down. You're gonna see the most cyclical ones go up. So what are those? Property, banks, and conglomerates. Consumer, it really depends. And then utilities, may iwan yan. So property, banking, and conglomerates. Consumer, it depends. Some of them will do well, some will not.
Thank you, Sir Miguel. Another one. What's your projected level of the index by mid-year and year-end po? Thank you.
It's very hard to time these things because we don't have a crystal ball. But trust me, if I knew, I wouldn't tell you. But no, I don't. Our fair value is about 7,700. On technicals, there is heavy resistance at 7,000. We don't expect that to be broken immediately. We expect it to be broken eventually. When 7,000 breaks, your next initial target would probably be around 7,400. Once 7,000 is broken definitively. When that will happen, it's hard to say.
Thank you, Sir Miguel. Last two questions before we move on to the next speaker. One is from Sir Erwin Tapat. What is your view on precious metals such as gold?
Oh, as long as the dollar weakens, gold is gonna go up. But will gold go up a lot? Probably not. The strong rally in gold has already happened. And number two, instead of buying gold, a lot of young people are buying crypto instead. So I'm not recommending that you buy crypto, but the young ones are buying that instead of gold. So the safe haven asset quality of gold is partially diluted by flows that are going to crypto instead of gold. I don't think that's the correct thing to do, but some people like to do that. The reality we must accept.
Okay. Next question. How will the current property problems in China affect us?
Holy cow, they better not go. Some amount of bankruptcy is okay. Lehman levels of bankruptcy not okay. Damay-damay yan. But currently, it's contained in China, so it will be fine. In its current form, it'll be fine. China lang masasaktan and anyone who invests there. In my longer because the presentation you saw is an abridged version, which is about 1/3 the length of the full one. I had the discussion on China there. Their market is horrible, but I think it may finally have bottomed already as well. But property, madugo pa yan.
All right. Last question na lang, sir. From Leandro. Kaya lang kung higher for longer ang interest rates, hindi kaya macha-challenge ang property sector and REITs?
It is. That's why they've been underperforming. But remember, the market looks forward 12 months and interest rates will start going down second half of the year. That's why property prices have started up. Property stocks have started to go up already. REITs, maybe latter part of the year, early next year yan babawi. When interest rates start going down and the yields on the REITs will do better, they'll start going up. If you look at 2023, 2022, 2021, owning property stocks, you'll get freaking murdered. Okay? But now pwede na. But the past 3 years, mahirap. And COVID, with the creating work from home, has completely changed the office sector. So the hyper growth that a lot of the landlords were seeing, di na mangyayari yun because we can work from home. I mean, hello, we're all on Zoom right now. See, it can work. So that's a problem for office. Hence the impact on REITs. But at some point, when interest rates go down, okay na yung yield ng REITs, babawi mga REITs.
Ayan. Thank you, Sir Miguel. I think that was the last question, no? We also got some thank yous from those who asked those questions as well. Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Sir Miguel. For this one, we'll move on to the next speaker. And also, thank you, Sir Miguel, for spending your time with us and also answering some of the questions from our attendees as well. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. So for our next speaker naman, no, if you want to know more about the features of the funds and also other information that you'd like to ask, our next speaker is no stranger to you and has been our regular speaker for our PhilEquity webinars as well. So we are honored to have with us Ms. Nelaine Cariño. She has over 10 years of experience in sales and is currently a customer sales officer at PhilEquity Management. She is also a certified investment solicitor. Ms. Nelaine graduated from Far Eastern University with a degree in mass communication. So please help me welcome Ms. Nelaine Cariño. Hi, Ms. Nelaine. The virtual floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. So let me just share my slide. Okay. So it's very informative, no, yung market outlook ni Sir Miguel and everyone. There's a lot of questions about it. But just want to add, no, in case that you don't have time on buying stocks or wala tayong too much knowledge about how to invest or on when to time the market, no, you can invest also in the mutual funds, which our fund managers, one of those are Sir Miguel, who manage our PhilEquity funds. So for now, we would like to discuss with you our equity mutual funds, which are also available in First Metro. So let's start with one of our index tracker funds, which is the PhilEquity PSE Index Fund. So like all other PSEI tracker funds, no, it mirrors the Philippine Stock Exchange Index or the PSEI. So PSEI composed of blue chip companies or the top 30 companies listed in the PSEI. And the fund is suitable to those investors looking for long-term capital appreciation that wanted to invest in the PSEI. But they don't have time to invest or to time the market, or let's say it's too costly. So instead of buying there directly, they can invest in a mutual fund that offers the index fund. And in terms of performance, since it mirrors the PSEI, di ba dapat technically halos same sila ng performance. Although you can see here that since the launch of an equity PSE index fund, it outperformed the PSEI or the benchmark. So it benefits actually the investors. So sa kanila din naman yan mapupunta. So just to give you a better picture, if you invested in 2,000, which when the PSE, the PhilEquity Index Fund was launched, if you invested 100,000 then, yung worth niya ngayon times 5. So may 500,000 ka na. And again, if we can see the chart here, no, noong 2007 and noong 2020, nagkaroon siya ng nag-down siya. But still, yung gain natin since last month, mas malaki pa rin. So, for long-term investment, makikita natin dyan, again, diba, Sir Miguel mentioned na hindi naman straight line ang gain or ang movement ng isang market. So, there are times na nagda-drop ang market, but eventually, it recovers. So, for the index fund, since it mirrors the Philippine market, yung gain niya eventually tumataas din. Okay, and then another index fund that we have is the Philippine MSCI, PhilEquity MSCI Philippines Index Fund. So for this fund naman, it mirrors the MXPH. So if PSEA has 30 stock companies or composition ng top 30 companies, this one naman is much more concentrated. So composed pa rin siya ng local Philippine equities or Philippine market, but this time mas less siya sa 30 companies. which is the PSEI. So this fund is suitable naman for those investors who wants to have a global approach sa investment nila. So for example, you already have an equity fund or bond fund, then this time naman you want to have access on the global market or global approach sa investment mo, then you can invest to our PhilEquity MSCI. And then, as mentioned again sa previous presentation ni Sir Miguel, di ba? Meron tayong tinatawag na foreign inflows. So, this time, since global yung approach niya, no, when the foreigners buy, yung effect niya or yung impact niya sa fund, mas malaki. So, kumbaga ito yung mas nakakaroon ng effect when they come in and when they sell out. So, and that's the reason why right now, here, makikita natin no, na yung movement niya, nag-drop siya. But eventually, again, since foreign inflows are buying, tumataas na ulit siya. All right? And then another fund that we have is the PhilEquity Dividend Yield Fund. So this fund is invested in dividend-paying stocks that aside from the earnings that they have, so meron pa silang dividend that can offer or ibinibigay sa mga investors. And this fund was launched in 2014. So defensive siya. By the, let's say, drop yung market, pwede kang mag-invest dito. Ito yung recommended fund since defensive stock siya or defensive fund siya. And when you invested in 2014, now the worth of your 100,000 is still gain pa rin. So meron ka ng gain na 25,000. Moving to our most aggressive fund, this is our newest fund. So this fund is the most aggressive and it aims to have superior returns. So this fund naman is suitable for those investors that 100% equity or they wanted or comfortable sila with the risk of the market. So okay lang sa kanila, you know, kasi when you invest in any stock market or mutual fund, the return is not guaranteed. So again, if you are the type of client na yan, okay with the risk, I'll wait for the returns of the market, or yung ang objective ko is yung pinakamataas yung return, then you can invest with our PhilEquity Alpha 1 fund. So this is our new fund. So we launched this 2019, pre-pandemic. And you can see here, no? So nag-drop siya, laki yung drop niya nung pandemic time. And then in less than a year, naka-recover na ulit siya. So from the price niya na 1 peso, and then pandemic time, and then it recovers again. So gano'n siya kabilis. And the thing is, whether nadat na niya yung pandemic, or for example na lang, no, you invested here, mas malaki pa yung magiging gain mo. Kasi 'di ba, it accumulates din eventually dahil tumaas yung market natin. But then again, if you invested one time no 2019, yung worth niya na ngayon, naging ka pa rin ng 2,000. So one time yan. Then makikita natin na nagda-drop yung market during that time. Lastly,
excuse me, I just want to add something here on Alpha 1. This is the first mutual fund to make back the losses from COVID. So that's what I want to highlight here. And if you look at the timing, it was bad because this was launched right before COVID. But despite sitting through the entire COVID era, this fund is still above water. So that's what I want to highlight here. Right, that's all. Carry on.
Yes, thank you, Sir Miguel. So lastly, we also have our PhilEquity Fund, the flagship fund of PhilEquity, and this was launched 1994. So it's already 30 years now, no? And since then, when you invested 100,000, now it's worth 3 million. So actually, it's a 3,000% gain. So that's the power of long-term investment. And as you can see again, no, na whether the market drops, it still recovers eventually. So if we are investing, let's check our risk appetite then. And also yung power of investing for long term. Kasi again, it is not guaranteed, no? But then again, makikita natin dito yung kanyang long-term potential or yung potential return niya to our investment. So that sum up my presentation, and I hope you guys learn about investing and the funds that's suitable for your risk appetite. So if you have questions, feel free to ask.
Thank you so much, Miss Nelaine. All right. For this one, no, before we approach the last round of our live Q&A, I'd like to also share a couple things from First Metro Securities. So these are very short lang, no? Okay. Ayan. So how do you invest in PhilEquity mutual funds, no? For example, a dividend yield fund or other funds just like yung sinabi kanina. Okay? So kindly log in lang sa ating First Metro Securities account. So from homepage, click on the funds on the upper right-hand corner of the platform. This will redirect you to the FundSmart homepage. Okay? Ayan. So once you land at the FundSmart, you get to see all of the funds under our partners, just like PhilEquity Management Incorporation. So it's good to have many options and also choices, no? But we need to have the right tools so we can choose the funds that best our investing needs. No? So FundSmart empowers investors with tools for analyzing whether you want to screen and also compare different mutual funds sa ating FundSmart, so we can make informed investment decision. At the same time, if you scroll down below, no, you can locate the PhilEquity funds. So once nakapili na po tayo, just click on the fund. And then magpapakita po yung the fund profile. Yung page na ito, this will help you understand the specific fund better. So medyo marami siyang information. And also you can view the risk rating, the fund type, the minimum, and also the additional investment. You can also check yung performance chart, top holdings, and fund allocation. So if you decide to invest in this kind of fund, you just need to click the subscribe button that's easily accessible on the top right side portion of the page. Clicking this will redirect you to the instruction page. Okay? So simply enter lang natin yung instruction details by indicating the fund code and also the amount you'd like to invest and then click subscribe. So to confirm lang yung instructions natin, you need to put your password and then click confirm. Okay? So that's it. No, medyo easy lang siya. If you have the First Metro Securities account and if you want to invest the mutual funds under the PhilEquity, that's easy. You just need to subscribe and also invest in the fund of your choice. At the same time, with FundSmart, you can invest without the sales load and also the transaction fees, as these costs are not passed sa ating investors but rather paid by the fund. At the same time, we also have a strategy that we want to share, no? So if you're inclined to invest for the long term, is there a simple strategy that's easy to implement? Yes, we call this peso cost averaging. All you need to do is to invest a fixed amount regularly regardless of the market trend. So you can do this maybe once or twice a month consistently. At the same time, yung peso cost averaging may sound easy to execute at first, pero medyo challenging to maintain the discipline consistently. So if you want to do this, no, there are big benefits. For example, you can save yourself time and effort in growing your portfolio by automatically investing in mutual funds through our voluntary investment program or VIP. So this encourages yung mga disciplined investing since naka-automatic diversification na rin siya and also medyo hassle-free na rin siya. So no need to post mga buy orders on your own, or investments can also be sold and redeemed at any time. So how do we do that, no? So to get started, you need to decide on three things. So first one is how much to invest. Second is how frequent. So maybe yung sinabi ko kanina, once or twice a month. And third is where to invest if nakapili na po tayo ng ating mutual fund. So just fund your account regularly and the amount will be deducted automatically from your buying power on the debit date. So it may be the 50th or the 30th day of the month. Okay? And also, should you invest in First Metro Securities, no, we'd like to let you know, once you have a trading account with us, you can access it sa ating computers, sa laptop, tablet, and even our mobile phones. At the same time, pwede rin tayong mag-invest in PSE stocks, real estate investment trust, yung mga REITs, ETFs, mutual funds, UITFs, and also bonds. Okay? Sharing some information on account opening for those who are very interested. Dati kasi it's harder for some people to open a trading account since most of them yung kanilang process is paperwork. So right now, you can open an account through our FirstMetroSec Go mobile app and also our website. So for the mobile app, if you have Android devices, available for your FirstMetroSec Go app sa ating Google Play Store and also for Apple App Store as well, okay? So for faster processing, you just need to accomplish all of the forms and also upload the required documents and other steps as well, no? So it's much easier na. And also for faster processing and also we can track those account openings, you just need to use the seminar/event code PEMI, okay? So for your reference, no, I'd like to share with you a short video how easy it is to open an account through our mobile app.
Trading on the go? Here's FirstMetroSec Go for you. Easily open your account today with this app. You can download the FirstMetroSec Go app through Play Store or App Store for free. If you already have it on your device, simply open the app and click Sign Up Now. Next, we need to create a user ID. Read and agree to the terms and provide these information. You're done? Click the link on the email verification site. Now, complete your account application. First, input your account information. Then, provide your user information. Next, accomplish the investor profile form. Almost there. Read and agree to the terms and conditions. Then click agree. You will then receive your reference number through the app. Don't forget to save this number because you will need it for your initial deposit. Next, upload or take a photo of these requirements. One valid ID, 3 signatures on a piece of white paper, proof of address, and proof of bank account. If you're self-employed, there are additional requirements. Now let's fund your account. You can make your initial deposit through bills payment, online fund transfer, over-the-counter deposit, or remittance. The minimum 5,000 pesos or 100 US dollars can be used to invest in stocks, funds, and bonds. There is no maintaining balance required. Next, you will need to verify your identity. Simply take a photo of your ID and take a selfie. We're all set. An email confirmation will be sent to you in 2 to 3 business days. Happy trading! For more information, visit our help center at help.firstmetrosec.com.ph. All the options and convenience within your reach through International Finance, best online broker, and best online trading platform for 4 years in a row. With FirstMetroSec, it's your future first.
All right. So if you want to connect with us, no, we have our main website. That's www.firstmetrosec.com.ph. And our social media channels as well, just search at FirstMetroSec. And also for account requests, updates, and access concerns, kindly email na lang po customer service at firstmetrosec.com.ph. Okay, for financial investment literacy programs, no, for customized and also gamified and award-winning market education seminars, even webinars, exclusively designed for your company, school, or organization, just send us an email or formal invite via marketeducation@firstmetrosec.com.ph. All right. But before we approach the end of our webinar, no, we have the last round of live Q&A with Ms. Nelaine, our second speaker. So you can ask questions about the features and more about the funds that they have, no? So like you can put this ating Q&A button or our chat box para ating we will raise. Again, for those na hindi po namin ma-entertain during this time, we'll try to answer them offline. Okay? May mga questions pa po ba tayo? We'll check on the chat and Q. So far, wala pa. Medyo nahihiya pa yung mga attendees natin. Okay. Okay, more on the account opening, no, for those na interested for the Pro access. Again, Pro is available to our clients who trade at least 100,000 in accumulated value per month or maintain mutual fund stock portfolio 200,000. Okay? Ayan, any more questions? I think going once and twice. Okay. We will wrap up our webinar, no? Wala na tayong questions and na-raise na siya kanina. Okay? Thank you so much for all your questions and also our attendees, no? And also our speakers, we have Ms. Nelaine and also Sir Miguel. All right? Sharing with you our feedback QR to our attendees. We also value your feedback. You can share your thoughts and experiences with us by scanning the QR code and answering our feedback form. Our chat moderator will also be sharing the link. Your input is essential in helping us provide more information and also improvement webinars and our services. No, we appreciate your contribution and look forward to implementing positive changes based on your valuable feedback. While you are answering the feedback survey, may we request some parting words na lang for guest speakers? May we have first Ms. Nelaine?
Hello, good evening. So for mutual fund side, no, invest regularly because yun nga, market eventually recovers. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening. Thank you, First Metro.
Thank you, Ms. Nelaine. I think nandito pa si Sir Miguel. Some parting words na lang, sir.
Okay, I left you the lesson that the biggest money is made in the term from a bear to a bull market. But you have to remember, for you to make that money after you buy, you must hold on, not sell after making the first 20%, all right? So that's the second part. Once you're sure it's a bull market, buy and hold. Thank you and have a good evening.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sir Miguel, and also Ms. Nelaine. Once again, on behalf of First Metro Securities Brokerage Corporation, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to PhilEquity Management Corporation and also to our speakers with us, their time and presence. So it's truly an evening well spent. And thank you also to who attended tonight. No, we have peaked around maybe 70 kanina, no? So we sincerely hope you learn a lot and that these insights from our speakers will make your investment journey not just more profitable, but also more in. We hope to see you again in our future learning events because over here at First Metro Securities, we put your future first. A great evening. Keep safe. This has been Tara, your host, and also Anjay, our chat moderator. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.